Now we're going to talk about economic growth a little bit using the production possibilities curve, of course. Now, to illustrate how economic growth is, we're going to use a kind of a simple example. Robinson Crusoe, okay? Or your favorite person. You. Let's say you are stranded on a desert island and you spend all day digging for clams. That's all you do. That's all you have time to do. You spend your day digging for clams on the beach, and that's how you survive. That's how you eat. Now, right now, since you're spending all your time digging for clams, the opportunity to increase your standard of living is pretty slim. I mean, you're getting kind of discouraged. You'd like to do some other things. Well, let's map this out with the production possibilities curve. On this axis, we're going to put clams. And on the other axis, let's put down a capital good. A capital good is a good used in the production of other goods. See, right now, all you have are your hands. I mean, you're digging with your hands. You don't have any capital goods. A capital good in this example might be a shovel, okay? Tools, machinery, factories, those are capital goods. Again, a capital good is a good used in the production of other goods. Well, let's put on this axis a shovel. And to keep this nice and sweet, you have all the knowledge, you have the human capital, because before you got stranded on a desert island, you learned how to make a shovel. Okay, you went to school and you learned how to do all that stuff, and it just so happens that in the island, you get off the beach, you go inward. Oh, there's all the minerals and there's all kinds of stuff. Everything you need to make a shovel, all right? Okay. So, right now, you're making that many clams, okay? If you spend all your time digging for clams, that's it. If you spend all your time digging or making shovels, you could produce that many shovels. And we'll connect the two dots, and you can make, a variety of combinations in between. So, you're here. You're right here. This is all you do all day long. And you you dig for clams and you eat the clams. Now, if you wanted to, if you had a shovel, you could dig those clams up in half the time. And then you'd have the rest of the day to do other stuff. Okay, maybe you'd have time to go pick some bananas or whatever, okay? But what must you do to get that capital good, that shovel? You are going to have to give up some clams, right? You're going to have to spend time going into the interior of the island and getting what you need to get to build that shovel, and that is time away from digging for clams. So, let's suppose, let's give this a number. If you are going to build that shovel, okay, you're going to have to give up 3 clams. So in this case, you're going to have to go hungry a little bit, right? But once you have that capital good, that shovel, and this is the main point, next period, okay, next month, next year, whatever it is, your production possibilities curve shifts out. You can now have more of everything because now that you have that capital good, you're more productive. Okay, these are terms we're going to come back to again and again. You are more productive. Productivity is what determines our standard of living. We're going to have a whole chapter on production and productivity. Want to raise your standard of living? Increase your productivity. And the only way you can do that is if you invest in some capital goods. And this includes human capital. Human capital, that's what you're doing right now. You're investing in human capital. Human capital is the knowledge and skills gained through education and training and experience. And I said in this example, you already possess the human capital to build a shovel. Okay. You brought that with you to the island. Phew, boy, that was lucky. So there you are. This movement, this shift out of the production possibilities curve is called economic growth. And over time, as we gain more knowledge and skills, more technology, more human capital, this thing just keeps on shifting out and out and out over time. And like I said, this is exactly what you are doing. Now I'm going to put another graph in here. Change it just a little bit. Well, let's put human capital on this axis, but I'm going to be specific and call it education. And maybe I'll even call it a college education, okay, since that's kind of what's happening here. It's one thing you've all got in common out there. And on this side, I'm going to put leisure. There you go. Well, let's suppose that you graduate from high school and you get yourself a nice little job, and you are basically, you go out west and you become a ski bum. You do some odd jobs, make just enough money to ski. You're living it up. You're right there. You're right there. Well, a few years go by, you notice some of your friends are now graduating from college, or getting good jobs, and they're buying houses, and they have money left over to go skiing too. Some of them have come out and visited you and skied. You're thinking, well, that's interesting. I kind of like what they're doing. So you're thinking, and here's your production possibilities curve. Maybe I ought to invest in some human capital. Maybe I ought to learn how to do something other than bus tables and flip burgers. There's a reason why people don't make a lot of money bussing tables and flipping burgers. Do you know what that reason is? It's because it doesn't take that much specialized knowledge or skills to do that. Well, how are you going to invest in human capital? You are going to have to give up some of that leisure. You're going to have to do less skiing. And let's say you go out and you learn how to do something. Okay? So you have this much human capital. Now you qualify for a better job, or at least at least you're more marketable. Okay, that's often the case. A college degree doesn't always get you a job in the field you study. Actually, oftentimes, especially if you're in certain fields, certain majors, but what it does is it gets you the interview. Employers will look upon you as someone with commendable diligence and perseverance and persistence and qualities that they would like to have as an employee, even if you didn't major in exactly what it is they do. So either way, it gets you in the market. Well, again, you had to give up some leisure to get there. Now, let's say you wanted to qualify for an even better job. Let's say you wanted to go on and be, something that requires a graduate degree, a professor or a lawyer, a doctor, something a little more. How are you going to do it? You're going to have to invest. And how are you going to do that? You've got to give up a little more leisure. And when you do that, next period, that's your production possibilities. And then the next period, you keep on going, that's your production possibilities. I mean, some people are really good at deferring their consumption out into the future. And that's what basically you're doing. Every time you move this direction, every time you go from here to here, here to here, what you're doing is deferring consumption into the future. And that's hard to do. We kind of like to have fun now, not tomorrow, not next year. But some people are really good at that. They're willing to work their tails off today in order to have this later. Okay, some people are good at studying long hours, day after day after week after month. They just go this way. But guess what? Whoa, they get that down the road. Now, and again, it depends on what you're studying. If you're studying something there's a strong market for, it requires specialized knowledge, there you go. Okay, well, that's how economic growth works. In this case, it's your own personal economic growth. It's your own standard of living that you're increasing. The way to do it, again, you have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in that human capital and gain the skills to get there. Now, kids, well, actually, some adults, I'll take that back. A lot of adults, many adults, but especially kids, virtually all kids, have a really hard time with deferring their consumption and their gratification into the future. I remember my nephew, he was about 3 years old, and it was like 2 days to Christmas, 2 days. Well, this was many years ago. My mom sent us down to the grocery store to get some things for Christmas Eve, and all the festivities. I took him with me, and he saw a toy gun right as we went into the store, and he had to have that gun. Oh, boy, did he want that gun. Well, I thought, okay, well, when he's not looking, I'll put it in the cart, and I'll give it to him for Christmas. We'll have it be from Santa Claus, I thought. We'll do that. But then I had to convince him that Santa would bring it. I said, you know what? I think let's don't get that now, because I'm pretty darn sure that Santa's going to bring that, and that's only 2 days from now. And so let's don't get that now. No. He wanted it right then. And I said, well, here's the thing. I know Santa. Santa and I are friends, and we talk once in a while. And I know for a fact he's bringing. I shouldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you. He knows you, and I know him, and he's bringing it. He's bringing it. It's a fact. So let's just hold on. No. He wanted it now. Okay, so I'm getting kind of desperate. So I said, okay, here's the thing. I pulled out a little economic scarcity. I said, Santa only has so much room on that sleigh. Okay, now if he brings that gun all the way from the North Pole, only to find that you already have it, he's going to be upset. And you know what? And I've known him to do this. He's going to be upset enough that he's not going to leave you anything. Nothing. So here's the thing I want you to think about while we're shopping, okay? We're going to go through and get the stuff on the list, and you be thinking about this while we shop. Would you rather have the gun today and no presents from Santa 2 days from now? Or if you wait 2 days, you're going to have the gun plus everything else Santa's going to bring. So there's a trade-off. There's an, oh man, I thought, wise Uncle Kent, boy, he sure laid it out right. I thought, man, am I the uncle of the year or what? I am amazing. Okay, he thought about it for about a third of a second. He said, Uncle Kent, I've thought about it. I think I'll take the gun today. Well, I threw up my hands and said, sorry, kid, I guess I'm going to have to step in and save you from yourself. We're not going to get it, okay? I can't let you do that. You're okay, that's where I step in and just use force, right? So anyway, I did get the gun. He didn't know it. There it was, waiting for him for Christmas. And anyway, I was always astonished that he was willing to give it all away. 2 days. Okay, 2 days to a 3-year-old is an eternity, but he was willing to trade it all away to get it right now. So one of my favorite definition of maturity is the ability to defer gratification into the future. And a very immature child can't do that. A very immature child, young child, can't make this movement along here. They want it now. And some people are able to do it better than others as we grow older. Okay, well, that's it for economic growth. We'll see you for the next segment.